Xbox Play Anywhere is a huge part of Xbox's next-gen strategy. It's a huge part of their current strategy. It's a huge part of their Game Pass strategy. Xbox Play Anywhere, I think, could force big players in the space, such as PlayStation and Nintendo, to follow suit. I think that we are on the verge of having no more walled gardens between Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox. Previously, I've not included Nintendo in this. I think Nintendo will eventually follow suit. I think it's inevitable. I think Xbox is the experiment child. If it goes well, everybody follows. If it doesn't, nobody does. I think by all metrics, so far it's going well. There's this article at purexbox.com that I thought was really interesting that was written over the weekend that I thought would be good to go through to just talk about Xbox Play Anywhere, how it's growing, and why it's central to Xbox's strategy going forward, and how this could this change the way that PlayStation sells their games. Does PlayStation need to address this? Does PlayStation need to adjust to this? I think they do, and I think it's inevitable that they do. Before we jump into it, though, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We drop videos like this all the time. If you like what we're doing here, consider becoming a member. Support this show financially. Hit the join button below, become a member, get that loyalty badge, get special emotes for when we live stream, etc., etc. Okay, let's jump into this. Xbox Play Anywhere is growing massively in 2025, and there's a lot more to come. Again, make sure you go read this full article. We'll link to it in the description below. It's added 100 games this year alone. Back at the end of last year, says Pure Xbox, we penned an article on Pure Xbox talking about 10 great games that had been added to Xbox Play Anywhere in 2024, questioning why Xbox hadn't been marketing the service for years at that point. Suddenly, in 2025, Xbox Play Anywhere has become a massive focus for the Team Xbox, especially considering the ROG Xbox Ally handheld is right around the corner, a device that's designed to play PC games natively. Quote, this is from Xbox. With over 1,000 games now supporting Xbox Play Anywhere, players can seamlessly switch between PC, Xbox console, and supported handhelds at no additional cost, bringing even more value to our Xbox players. Progress, including saves, game add-ons, and achievements, is carried over wherever the game is played. Simply log in with an Xbox account on any device to continue playing from where you left off. I think, just think about what was said there. Over 1,000 games you can play on PC, Xbox console, and supported handhelds seamlessly. Doesn't matter. Now, if you look at the competition, if you look at, I'm just going to use PlayStation. I know there's more competition out there, but let's just look at PlayStation. PlayStation right now is sticking to traditional gaming approach, and they've sold the most consoles. There's no doubt. They've absolutely dominated. For you guys jump into the comments and yell at me, well, you're not giving PlayStation their credit. No, they've dominated this generation, the console generation, and Xbox was forced to adjust and change, and they have, and they are. And I think PlayStation is going to be forced to now adjust to Xbox. I think that's just how the world works. I think the reason is because when you look long-term down the line, first of all, Xbox has done a couple things. This standalone doesn't make that big of a difference, but you combine this with Game Pass, even those two standalone doesn't make that big of a difference, but you combine Xbox Play Anywhere with Game Pass with first-party titles dropping to Game Pass at least a year early before anywhere else. And all of a sudden, you've got something. Well, wait a minute. Xbox first-party titles, yeah, they've been banging them out. They put in the money. They acquired a bunch of different studios, and now they're dropping at a regular basis. Since Starfield, Indiana Jones, we've got obviously a massive Forza series. We're probably going to get another one this year that's going to be huge. We had Expedition 33, which is not a first-party studio, but that dropped on Game Pass. Holy crap. And it's going to reach a point where it's every month or every other month something big is dropping from Xbox, and I think that long term is going to be hard to compete with, especially when you combine that with Game Pass, like I said, and Xbox Play Anywhere. And I think PlayStation. Think about this: even if you're PlayStation and you've got God of War, great. Good for you. Should I buy a PlayStation? PlayStation has been putting their games on PC, so let's pretend they continue to do that and put their games on PC, because I don't foresee that changing anytime soon. I'm still asking myself why? Like, the value added up over time is so great. Look what I could do on a PlayStation. I can play on my PC. I've got a PC where I can also play a PlayStation game or PlayStation games. I can play those games not just on my PC, but on a handheld device that Xbox has partnered with ROG Ally with. I can't do that with a PlayStation. And I can also play on a console if I so choose to as well. On top of that, I get it all for a low monthly fee. I can play on Amazon Kindle Fire, on the built-in app on my television. Cloud gaming is becoming a thing. Holy crap, I can play on cloud gaming. And it becomes... you could quickly see how they become a powerhouse if nobody adjusts to it. And I think PlayStation is going to have to adjust to it. But Pure Xbox continue. It's been confirmed this week that Xbox Play Anywhere has actually added over 100 games in 2025 already. We're not even, well, we are halfway through the year. And Xbox Wire has specifically highlighted 30 games that were added in May, the list of which you can see below. So all these games added in May. And of course, that was just May. Other games such as Final Fantasy Rematch, The Alters, FBC Firebreak, and Space Marine Master Crafted Edition has also joined the list in June. And these, by the way, also joined, with the exception of Final Fantasy, all those other games mentioned also joined Game Pass. And we'll continue to see the library of supported titles growing throughout 2025. It's all fantastic stuff and ties into Xbox visions to play the games you want with the people you want anywhere you want. That's very ambitious vision, and it means there's plenty of work ahead for Xbox Play Anywhere over the coming months and years, assuming they want to try and build out as many games as possible. Absolutely. It's going to be fascinating, they close, to see how Xbox Play Anywhere develops throughout the rest of the console generation and beyond, and personally is starting to influence my purchasing decisions. If a game has Xbox Play Anywhere support, I'm actually more likely to buy it. Hopefully that proves to publisher it's an idea worth investing in. I absolutely think it is an idea worth investing in. I agree. I waited, and I'm glad I did, to get Final Fantasy. It's funny. Xbox Play Anywhere is one of those benefits that... like you said, eventually you're going to be like, this is not Xbox Play. I'm not buying that. I don't want to be strapped down to one device. But there are other, smaller things like that, not as big of a deal. For instance, achievements. Whether you're getting Steam achievements, PlayStation achievements, Xbox achievements, for some people, that determines where you buy the game because you want those achievements on the platform of your choice, where your friends are. So it's these little things that pay off over time. And Xbox Play Anywhere is not a little thing. I think it's a big thing. So I think it's a game changer. I did write down some questions here. First one I wrote down says, do you think Xbox Play Anywhere is the ultimate game changer or just a nice bonus that most games don't actually use? I think it's a game changer. I just said it was a game changer. So I think it's a game changer. I think everybody's going to use it. I think it's a necessity for Xbox to round out its vision here of Game Pass, of tearing down the walled garden move. I think it fits in nicely with their platform strategy over console strategy. Platform strategy is Game Pass. It's the Xbox app on handhelds, on PC, and eventually coming to the consoles as well. I think it fits in. I think it's a must-have. One thing that they said at the Xbox Game Showcase was, so why buy a game on Xbox? Because when you buy it on Xbox, you get to play it anywhere. So if I buy, let's say, Call of Duty on Xbox, I can play it on Xbox, console, handheld. If I buy it on Steam, for instance, I don't get that play anywhere ability. I don't get the ability. Remember, what is Xbox Play Anywhere? It's not just the ability to play anywhere. It takes your saves across all those devices. Absolutely huge. Absolutely massive. That has been a thing of the past and has not always existed. Next question. Could Play Anywhere force PlayStation and Nintendo to change how they sell games? 100%. I think that's going to have to long term. Nintendo's going to be the last one to do it. I think Nintendo has to do it the least. Nintendo is always in this space by itself, but even Nintendo, I think long term, is leaving money on the table if they don't make this move. And I think that's just the reality. Nintendo has dabbled in the PC space. Nintendo has started to dabble in the mobile space. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do. They have some of the biggest franchises, not just in gaming, but overall. Pokemon is one of the biggest franchises in the world of all brands, not just video games. So they have got some massive franchises, and I think they're leaving money on the table if they don't make this move. I genuinely think PlayStation could be in an area where if they don't make the move, maybe PlayStation becomes a thing of the past. That's right. What? That's hyperbolic. No, stuff happens all the time like that. Moves like that happen all the time. Just because you're on top at one time doesn't mean you'll always be on top. Where's Sears? Where's Sears today, everybody? They didn't adjust with the times. They're no longer here. Last question. Is this Xbox secret weapon to finally become the number one gaming platform? I don't think it's a secret weapon. I do think it's part of an arsenal of weapons that when you combined, yes, could absolutely make them the number one platform. I think that's what Xbox is going for. We talked about last week. Is Xbox embracing Steam, or do they want to overtake Steam on the PC? And I think they want to overtake Steam. And I think the first step to that is actually embracing Steam and saying, oh, yeah, you can load your games in our app. No problem. We want you inside of our app as often as possible so you buy our games and play our games on our platform. And that's it. I would love to know what you guys think. Where did I go right here? Where do I go wrong? Have you utilized Xbox Play Anywhere? How was it for you? Do you think PlayStation is inevitably going to have to adjust to this, or am I crazy? Am I crazy? Do you think Nintendo's going to have to adjust to it? Again, I think Nintendo's going to be the last one, but I think they're leaving money on the table if they don't. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.